The story begins and we see Tessa, who is thinking about how her life has been completely changed since she met Hardin. The scene shifts to a few years earlier, where Tessa had completed her schooling and now she wants to go to another city to pursue higher studies, but her mother was completely against this decision. Tessa also has a boyfriend named Noah. Her boyfriend was also chosen by her mother. Tessa obeys every order of her mother and her boyfriend was also not happy with her decision of going to another city, but Tessa still goes to another city to study. Then we see that both her mother and boyfriend had come to drop her to hostel. As soon as they enter the room, Tessa's mother notices that her roommate is a party girl. The girl tells Tessa that they will have a lot of fun together, due to which Tessa's mother gets offended and asks her to change the room. Tessa tells her mother to trust her, that she will spend her time in studying rather than partying. Next day Tessa joins her first class in college where she makes a new friend named Landon. Both of them go to join the economics class. Tessa's favorite subject is literature, but she thinks that she will not be able to get any good job from it to support herself financially. That's why she will have to study economics. After college, Tessa comes to her room. When she was coming out of the bathroom after taking a bath, she sees a boy sitting on the bed, seeing whom she gets scared. Actually, the boy was her roommate's friend, whose name was Hardin. Then her roommate also comes and she invites Tessa for a party, but Tessa refuses because she had to read a lot of books. When her roommate and Hardin were leaving from there, Hardin gives her the spoiler of a book she was reading. Tessa is very good in studies and she doesn't make any compromise in her studies. She doesn't even go to parties with her roommate. But one day when her roommate invites her to a party, Tessa cannot control herself and agrees to go to the party with her. Hardin has also come to the party. Tessa's roommate gives her a drink, although Tessa did not drink, but her roommate forced her to drink. After this they play the truth and dare game. When it is Tessa's turn, she chooses truth, in which a girl asks her about some weird place where she got intimate, and when Tessa gets awkward everyone understands that she is still a virgin, so they ask Tessa to kiss Hardin, and when both of them were about to kiss, Tessa moves back because she feels uncomfortable and she already had a boyfriend, so she goes away from there. She goes out and calls her boyfriend. Her boyfriend hears the sound of music, from which he understands that Tessa is in the party. On this issue there is an argument between the two, due to which Tessa becomes very angry and disconnects the call. She goes into a room where there were many books placed inside. She picks one of them and starts reading. Suddenly Hardin comes there and he asks Tessa what she is doing in his room. When Tessa doesn't answer, he comes close and was about to kiss her, but Tessa stops him and leaves the room. The next day in the literature class, teacher asks the students about their opinions on love, in which Hardin and Tessa have completely different opinions, due to which they get into an argument. Hardin doesn't believe in love, whereas Tessa believes completely in the psychology of love. After the class, Landon tells Tessa that his mother and Hardin's father are going to get married in a few days, which will make both of them step-brothers. Next day Tessa and Hardin collide with each other and Hardin asks Tessa to go to a place for fun. At first Tessa refuses to go, but then she agrees. Hardin takes her to a lake in the forest which was very beautiful. While talking to her he takes off his shirt and jumps into the water. Then he asks Tessa to also jump into the water, and Tessa on his request also joins him. Hardin asks her what she likes about Nova. In response she says that Nova likes her very much. He is very calm and accompanies her in every situation. Hardin says that he also likes peace very much. Then both of them get out of the water. They go to a cafe where Tessa asks him why he doesn't believe in love. Hardin tells that he does, but not in fake love. After some time their friends join them. Hardin becomes very awkward and leaves from there with Tessa. Tessa tells him that she will break up with Noah because she can't cheat him, as now she is in a relationship with Hardin, but Hardin refuses and says that he cannot date her. On this matter they get into an argument and both of them go to their respective homes. Tessa used to think about Hardin the whole night because she is in love with him now. Next day Tessa's boyfriend Noah comes to see her. At night there was a bonfire party in which all the friends of Tessa were supposed to come. Hardin was also there. While they were enjoying the party, a boy tries to flirt with Tessa. Then Hardin is unable to tolerate this and he beats that boy a lot. After this Tessa and Noah go home. Noah stays with Tessa at night. In the middle of the night Tessa gets a call from Landon and he calls her to his home. As soon as she reaches his house, Landon tells her everything, that there was no mistake of Hardin in the party. Today actually he had a fight with his father due to which he was already angry, and then Landon asks Tess to go to Hardin and calm him down. Hardin and Landon lived together and Hardin was sitting on the bench outside. Tessa goes to him and talks to him lovingly, then both of them go to the room and make love to each other. Next day as soon as Tessa wakes up she finds that her boyfriend has called her about 7 times, and when she goes out she sees that Noah had almost come to her friend's house looking for her. He asks Tessa where she was all night. In response Tessa tells him that she was with her friend. While Tessa was explaining herself Hardin comes there and no one understands everything. After this he angrily leaves from there. Tessa and Hardin start spending more and more time with each other. One day when Tessa was enjoying with Hardin in her hostel room, her mother comes there and she was not at all happy to see Tessa with Hardin. Tessa's mother was leaving from there angrily, then Tessa follows her to explain where her mother asks to break up with Hardin. But Tessa refuses due to which her mother leaves and she stops sending money to Tessa. Now she will have to bear the fees and other living expenses by herself. Then Hardin takes Tessa with him to show her a house where he tells that it is his father's house, who no longer lies there. He had given this house on rent and the person to whom he had offered it also no longer lives here, so now they can live here comfortably. Then Tessa also shifts into the same house with Hardin. A few days later there was engagement of Landon's mother and Hardin's father. Tessa also goes to the same party with Hardin. Hardin introduces Tessa to his father and when his father asks Tessa about her interests, Tessa tells that she is interested in literature, so Hardin's father recommends her some job options while talking. Whenever it is time for his speech he goes on stage to give a speech in which he tells about the ups and downs of his life and also tells some good things about Hardin. But Hardin knew that he was not saying all this from his heart, because he used to hurt his mother very much and she suffered a lot because of him. That's why Hardin hates his father a lot. After that both of them go home and get physical with each other. Next day Tessa sees a message from a girl named Molly had come in Hardin's phone. Molly was calling Hardin to meet her. When Tessa asked Hardin about this he told her to ignore it, and when she forced him to tell about this, they got into a small fight. Hardin did not want to get into a fight with Tessa, that's why he goes out of the house. Then it gets late and Hardin doesn't come home, so Tessa goes to find them. A friend of Hardin tells her about the location of a bar where she could find him. As soon as Tessa reaches that bar, she sees Molly sitting there. She goes to her and Molly asks her where she lives now. Tessa says that she is in a living relationship with Hardin. Molly also likes Hardin, that's why she gets jealous upon hearing this. Hardin also comes there and when he was taking Tessa away from there, Molly shows her a video in which Hardin had accepted a dare that he will make Tessa fall in love with him. After seeing this video Tessa feels broken from inside because she truly loves Hardin. Hardin also says that he truly loves her but she ignores him and leaves from there. After this she goes to her mother's house crying, where she says sorry to her mother and is very sad. Then she applies for a job in the company suggested by Hardin's father. Tessa is now working part-time along with college. One day everyone had to write a letter for literature class. Hardin writes an apology letter for Tessa after the class. The teacher gives that letter to Tessa and Tessa understands that Hardin truly loves her. Hardin promises that he will tell her everything from now on and he asks her to come to the same forest if she wants to marry him. When Tessa goes there and meets Hardin they promise to start a new life with each other and the movie ends here.